Hey everyone, I'm Kit Rich. Today we're going to be doing a fun routine. This is a low impact fusion routine. I would say with a main emphasis on core and a little bit of balance. Now today I'm going to be doing it with no weights. However, if you want a little bit more for your heart rate to go up and a little bit more for your arms, I recommend grabbing 1 to 2 pound weights, definitely no more than 3. I'm going to do it with no weight today to show you that it's a great workout even if you're just using your own body weight. All right, so as usual, you'll notice I'm wearing shoes. That is optional. We're not doing any jumping today, but you do want to make sure that you have plenty of space around you so you don't run into anything, because we are going to challenge your balance a little bit. All right, let's begin with your warm-up. Let me get my timer going. All right, let's start with your legs wide, your knees are soft, and let's begin with 3 big deep breaths. Inhale, take it up. And exhale down. Inhale, rise. And exhale down. One more. Take it up, bring the palms together at the top. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Silently say one thing you wish to feel throughout this workout. Set one intention. Very good. Come on up. Start to shake out your hands, shake out your feet. Just shake out any stale energy in your body right now. Maintain that intention throughout this whole routine, and let's start to go for some modified jumping jacks. Remember, today there's no jumping. The intention here is for low impact, so I'm going to keep it low impact today. So those of you who live in an apartment complex with neighbors below you, you're welcome. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and very good. Now let's just go for some big arm circles. So those of you that intend on holding weights today, make sure this is still just body weight right now. You're gonna pick up weights in a little bit. I'll let you know when. We're just waking up the shoulders and reverse. Some of you will start to feel a little out of breath, even in this movement with just arms. Keep your core in tight, keep your head still. The tendency is to wanna rock it back and forth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go for some heel rocks. Going back onto your heels, lift your toes, then come up onto your toes. So this will challenge your balance a little bit. When you come up onto your toes, squeeze your butt, pull your abs in, right? All stability stems from the center of you. Is that a metaphor for life or what? And give me one more. And very good. Now I'm going to come to the side just a little bit so you can see this next move. This is going to loosen up the lower back and the hamstrings. You're going to bring one leg forward with a flexed foot. Notice the other leg is bent. And you're going to hinge forward. Keeping a neutral back, reach down to the toes, and then come back up. Keep it with the same foot as you reach down. Feel that hamstring stretch and back up. You'll notice I'm not rounding my upper body. Down and up. Again. One more. And let's switch. So you're sitting back into that heel and then bringing it up. It's helping to loosen up the hamstring, but also that glute as you bend into the leg. Let's go for one more. And very nice. Let's shake it out one more time. And then last thing, I want you to grab one heel. Our opposite arm reaches up and then switch it. Reach and switch. Stretching out your quads, reaching up to lengthen through the waist. Let's go for one more each. And and relax. All right, so let me set you up. This would be the time to grab weights if you want them. For the first round, you are just going to be holding the weights. So I want you to imagine as though you're going under a fence and then over a fence. So we're going to start on one side. This would be your right side. I'm on my left. You're going to huddle down. You're going to go under the fence. So notice that I get low in my legs, but I'm not folding in my back. I keep my chest up. And then when I step in, I'm going to go over the fence with both legs to work the lower abs. Under, chest up, over. All right, here we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and begin. Down, over, over, down. I'll let you know when to switch direction. Down, over, over. I really want you to imagine that fence and try to really get up and over it. That is a great exercise for the lower abs. Changing levels, we go down, lift, lift. Down, up, up, down. Start to feel it a little bit now. Good, you have 10 seconds, and then we'll take a 10-second break and go to the other side. Give me one more, and rest. 10-second break, come to the other side of your mat, preparing. In 5, do you feel your heart rate up already? I know, you don't have to jump, you'll still get it. And go, down, over, over, down. Now, just because this is the second time, doesn't mean you don't work as hard, right? Actually, now that you know what you're doing, you try to work a little bit harder. Down, really lift those knees up, breathe. Down. Did anyone hop the fence as a kid? I sure did. Up, over, down, up. You're getting there. You have about 10 seconds left. Down, up, up, down, up, and relax. All right, so this next one, let me demonstrate. Your legs are a little bit wider than hips. You're always bent in those legs. I want you to imagine as though you're holding a weight. So if you don't have weights, bring your fists together. If you're holding weights, hold it here. You're gonna bring it down to your hip. Watch what I do here. I push it forward. The movement doesn't come just from the waist and the hands. It's all from the hip and the pivot. So my abs have to really brace to push. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, let's go. And then notice I really come down to my opposite waist as I push. Good, now those of you who want more, you get a little bit lower, right? And you don't come up too high, you stay low, really work on that pivot. Breathe deeper for me. Good, you have 20 seconds on this side. Get down there. Good, last 5. One more. Come to stand, 10-second rest, and we'll go for the other side. Prepare yourselves. My mat is a little off. Let's not worry about it, yeah? Ready? Go to the other side and begin. Remember, it's this action that matters. You are mindful of that ankle though. It stems from the hips. That's what forces the movement. Core is pulled in tight, and your arms are really pushing. Push. Now see if you can get lower in the legs. You have 20 seconds left. Maybe pick up the pace. Last 10. You're doing great. You should be feeling your legs a little bit too. Give me one more and rest. Yowza. Okay, you should feel your heart rate up even more now. So we're gonna start with one leg, okay? Doesn't matter which one, because we'll do the other. Your arms are up, your palms are facing each other. If you're holding the weights, palms are still facing each other. You're gonna lift the knee, bring it in. Then you open the knee to the side and open the elbow. So it's shoulders, lats, shoulders, okay? Ready? I'm having fun. 3, is it obvious? And let's go, lift and side. Up. I always have to remind myself, because what happens is before I start training, I get really nervous that I'm gonna get out of breath, and then it's gonna be hard for me to teach. And then I remind myself that this isn't a show, that we're working out together, and of course my heart rate goes up, and you've got this, and we're in it together. I'm just working out with you. Keep going. You're doing great. 10 seconds. That standing leg is strong. You're feeling the quad pulling up. One more. And good, 10-second break. Now be intentional with those arms, right? You're not just flinging them, you're pulling down with those lats. Other leg, ready? Arm up and go, pull. If you really think about it, it's pretty understandable that you get nervous when your heart rate goes up. Because think about the other times that your heart rate goes up. Usually when you're scared or there's some anxiety, right? So think of this as an opportunity to breathe through it and to know that you'll be okay. Use those arms, intentional. 10 seconds. Good, give me one more each side. Here we go. Forward, side, and rest. All right, the next move, your legs are a little bit wider than your hips for stability. If they're closer in, that makes it a little more challenging. You're gonna lift up onto your toes, so you're balancing. You gotta squeeze your butt, pull your abs in. If you're holding the weights, you take them up, bring one hand in front of the other, shoulders down the back, really reach the arms. And then from here, we're gonna circle. What you're trying to do is create a big circle of that upper body. It's almost like you're challenging yourself to get thrown off balance, and then the whole body has to activate to keep you there. So push into your big toe, right? Squeeze your glutes, pull your abs in. You're doing great. I'll let you know when to reverse. You have 8 seconds. Now, normally we take a 10-second break in between, but on this one, we're gonna try to stay on the toes. Ready? Hold it up, switch the hand that's in front, and reverse direction. Of course, if your calves are getting super tired, feel free to drop the heels down momentarily. Just keep that movement going of the upper body, up and around. You gotta throw yourself off balance sometimes, right? Off balance to find balance. But it never looks pretty, does it? You have 15 seconds. This one is especially hard for me today. Good, last 5. And relax. Whose calves were burning on that one? Me too. Okay, on this one, I want you to think of your feet as in a Pilates V, because you want this rotation. So this is my right leg. If you're mirroring me, it will be your left. You're gonna bend into that leg and take the other leg out at a diagonal. The weight will be in this bent leg. Hand on the hip, arm up. If you're holding that weight, you're holding it strong, shoulder down the back. You're gonna look at your oblique. I like to wrap my hand around. You're gonna kick that leg up as you contract the obliques. Ready? Here we go, up. You're gonna give an exhale every time you lift the leg. Now, can you see my shoulder here? I'm pulling it down as I lift. I'm not relying on my neck and shoulder to do the work. I'm using my lat. I place my hand here on my obliques so that I can really feel that muscle working. Okay, about 20 seconds. See if you can pick up the pace. 5 seconds. And rest. Yo! Okay. So let's prepare for the other side. Turn your toes out. Come on down. So that same arm is lifted. If you're holding the weight, pull your shoulder blade down. Hold on to your oblique and let's go. Great opportunity to squeeze that outer thigh. Feel everything working. Leg, lat, obliques, outer thigh. You're doing great. 15 seconds on the clock. Last 5. And rest. Okay, the next one, you guys might recognize this from a previous routine I've done. Your legs are bent, they stay bent. Arms are forward, you're holding one weight in each hand or body weight. You're gonna step one leg out as you fly the arms, tap it back in. This one, we will go for speed. In 3, 2, 1, go. Now, what I don't wanna see is bouncing up and down. We stay still in that supporting leg. You wanna check in with the knee, make sure it's not going over your toes. With your upper body, notice that my arms come forward and then they pull back behind me, working my upper back. I tap out, tap in, and I'm using my inner thigh to pull me in. You've got this, 10 seconds. See if you can get lower. 4, 3, 2, 1, stand. Very good. Shake it out. In 5 seconds, we'll do the other side. In 3, 2, 1, and go. So I'm going to turn to the side briefly so you can see the diagonal of my arms. Keep going, please. Arms are forward. They pull back. But when I do that, I don't jet my neck forward, right? Stillness in the body. If anything, I'm just challenging the depth of my stability leg. Lower, pick it up. 20 seconds. Last 10. 5. And rest. Okay, very nice. One more standing exercise, and then we come down to the floor. So on this one, I'll turn it a diagonal so you can see. Once again, you're kind of in a half squat, right? So it's less pressure on the knee. It's on the muscles we want to attack. And you're gonna take one leg. This is my left. Feel free to do your right because we will switch. If you're holding the weights, the arms are straight, the palms are facing back, chest is open. But notice that my upper body is pitched forward. As I push my arms back, I keep this leg bent and I kick it up and down. Let's go. Now here's what's really important about this move is that you're not arching in the back. Tailbone slightly down so that you can really feel that hamstring glute working. And if you're pushing the arms back, which I hope you are, you're squeezing the upper back without jetting the ribs out, right? So the torso is staying completely still. Now, see if you can continue to do it with never dropping that foot down. You have 15 seconds left. And squeeze. Abs in. Last 8. See if you can bend deeper. 3, 2, come to stand, shake it out. Really nice. So I'm going to turn to the other side. Remember, this is your last standing exercise. Knees are bent. The other leg is back slightly, flexed foot. Shoulders back, chest up, stable through the torso, and let's go. Now, if you're not holding a weight like me, you have to give a little more attention to the triceps. I want you to pinch it, pinch the muscle by squeezing it so tight, and then also put your mental focus there as well. And the more you focus on the area, the more you'll feel it. And then see if you can then take your energy back down to your glute and your hamstring and feel that working. Good. Some of us, this will be a real challenge to hold balance. If that's the case, feel free to drop your foot down every time. 15 seconds. Good, you got this. Last 3, 2, and come to stand. All right, so that was your standing exercises. Feel free to grab some water if you'd like. I'm gonna do that as we come down to the floor. Now, The deal with the first floor exercises, we will be on your knees just a little bit momentarily. So if you need to fold up your mat, which I do, to support your knees, then by all means do that. So the first movement we're gonna do is a modified push-up with an arm reach to work the upper back. So you'll notice on my knees, I'm gonna bring my hands forward, but when I drop my hips forward, my shoulders are still over my wrists. What's also really important about this move is that the elbows are not flaring out. You wanna hug them into your body. Present your chest forward. You're leading with your chest. You're gonna go down towards the floor and then come up. And then when you do, extend one arm forward, then drop it down. Inhale down, exhale up, extend the other arm forward. Continue on your own. Now, if you need a little more stability, your knees can go wider. Notice that my elbows come in towards my hips, and then I extend, pushing into the floor. Inhale down, exhale up, extend. I'm gonna reposition my hands a little bit so they're more underneath, and continue. You'll also notice that my neck does not drop, right? I see this a lot, a dropping of the chin. Your neck should be in line with the rest of your spine. Pull your abs in, keep the hips stable as you reach. One push-up, and then extend one arm. You can choose to do each arm at a time, whatever works for you. You have 20 seconds on the clock. Whew. You're doing great. Last 8. Let's try to get 2 more in. Last 1. And relax. I was playing with that one. Sometimes I was doing both arms, sometimes I was doing one arm at a time. It doesn't matter as long as you're thinking stability, tricep work, breath. All right, on this next one, wherever, if you folded your mat, you want to take one knee onto that. So in my case, this is my left. If you're mirroring me, it will be your right. You're going to take the opposite leg out to the side. What we're mimicking here is a Pilates saw. So if you've ever done Pilates with me, you might recognize this. However, the difference is we're up, so you're gonna feel a little deeper inner thigh stretch. Arms go out to the side. Then you're gonna reach forward, saw, opposite arm goes back, sit your hips back, open your chest, come right back up. Exhale, saw, and up. Never underestimate the power of rotations and twists, right? They can help whittle down the waistline, increase blood flow, support the back and the hips, right, by increasing flexibility. And in this case, you're gonna feel that inner thigh stretch as well. 15 seconds. Give me one more. Now stay right where you are. Keeping that knee down, take your hands behind your head. Now if you're holding the weights go behind your head. Pull your head back, and we go down on an inhale and up. So in this one, this is like Pilates box, right? Side sit-ups. You're going down as far as you can, feeling the stretch, and then pulling up. The tendency here is to round the body forward. I want you to push your head back into your hands. Keep your heart up, elbows wide. Do not change that shape as you go down. Then you have this awareness of that oblique. You think about it to pull you up. You're doing great. 10 seconds. Give me one more. And very good. All right. Come down onto that elbow that had the knee down. So this is my left knee. I'm coming down onto my left elbow. My knees are bent as though I'm preparing to do clam, okay? Shoulder right over the elbow, top hand on the hip. I'm gonna keep my heels down as I lift up into a modified side plank, opening up the knee and closing. Now for any of you that have a sensitive neck or shoulder, I need you to honor that. You're gonna take it down. Now, for those of you that are holding a weight, I want you to hold that arm up, or the option to place it on the thigh as you're lifting and lowering. Pull your head back and breathe. You're trying to really open up that knee without opening up the hip, right? So the hip stays still, the knee is getting the rotation. You'll feel shoulder, bottom part of your body there, and the top hip abductor. Give me one more and relax. All right, if you had that mat folded up, take it out. Let's fold the other side, preparing for kneeling saw. So now it's my right knee, so if you're mirroring me, it would be your left. You're gonna take the opposite leg out, getting that nice stretch, arms out, and we exhale, saw. Come back up. And breathe. You might notice that one side feels tighter than the other. It is very normal. In my case, my weak spot in general are my tightness of my hips, right? I hold a lot of tension there, emotional tension, all of it. So I'm constantly working on improving flexibility in moves like this. Increasing blood flow to areas really does change how you feel. Stagnant body means stagnant breath. 10 seconds. In 5. One more. And very good. Staying up for me, you're going to place your hands behind your head. If you have the weights, pull it back. Elbows wide and begin. Inhale down, exhale up. Now on this one, you'll notice that maybe on this side, you don't get as much, or maybe you get more range of motion, okay? Try not to judge it. What you just want to feel is as much range of motion as you can with control, then using that oblique to draw you up. Head pushes back. A lot of lengthening today. A lot of moves that are not traditional, right? Fusion. But super effective and ultimately will make you feel so good. Let's go for 10 more seconds here, starting now. This side is so much harder for me. Ah! Give me one more, and very good. So now I come down onto that elbow, and if I'm holding the weight, my top arm is up or it's on my thigh. Otherwise it can be on my hip or arm is up, and begin. Open, stay up, open. Now, this side for me is a little tougher. What I like to do here is I bring my top hip just slightly more forward, but I don't sacrifice my torso, right? So I'm still keeping my head, my shoulders right over my neck. I'm not dropping down here. I'm open in the body, and I'm really focusing on that rotation of the knee. It's such a cool move, right? 10 seconds. And relax it down. All right, those of you holding weights, let's put it off to the side now. And I want you to come down onto your back. We have a few more moves here. You're gonna extend the legs out at a diagonal. You know, when I said this, I'm realizing if you wanna hold weights, by all means, okay, just know that 3-pounders might get a little heavy for this one. So we're gonna start with one hand behind the head, doesn't matter which one. You're gonna take the opposite arm up to the sky. You're gonna cross the body, coming up onto the tailbone, reaching for the toe and dropping it down. So if you're holding the weight, you're mindful of the lat and lift. And let's begin. The tendency here is to lift the leg first. You actually want to roll up first and then kick the leg. Otherwise, the leg lifts and you have nowhere to go. Feeling those lower abs, the cross action of the body works the obliques. Give me one more on this side and rest. All right, let's do the other side, and then we have one more move and we stretch. Hand behind the head and go. you want to be mindful that you're not throwing yourself up, right? You're really rolling up using every muscle in the core. If you have a tendency to arch in your back, you can bend the opposite leg to help lift you, and it will make sure that your back stays a little bit more flat. Five seconds. Last one. All right, so again, I said before, you don't need to use the weights. If you want to use them, by all means. Soles of your feet together, roll it down, arms up overhead, and let's roll it up. Reach past the toes, touch the floor, and roll it down. Now for some of us, you're yelling at me through the screen and you're saying, I can't get up at all. And that's totally okay, right? If that's the case, put the weights down, hands behind the head, and just go for some small crunches. You'll still get the work in the obliques, right? Never judge yourself. All I ever ask is that you do what you can. You have 15 seconds. This is a nice stretch for the back, a stretch for the hips, work for the core. Let's go for one more and stay seated. Oh, there's my timer. Beautiful work today. Let's stretch out. Soles of your feet together, just as we did on your back. Butterfly stretch. Holding it here, lift your heart up, holding onto your feet, ankles or knees, and dive your body forward and relax. Feel the stretch of the inner thighs, the lower back. Feel the quality of your breath. Very good. Now from here, I want you to mirror me. So you're going to take your right leg, bring it forward like this, and your left leg comes behind you, okay? This is a version of Pilates Mermaid. You're going to reach your arms out to the side, and you're going to come down onto your right elbow, stretching your left arm up and over. Heart up, and as you're doing this, imagine as though my hand is on your top hip, and I'm pulling you down. And then you're going to carefully come up, and when you do, you're going to grab that ankle behind you and reach your opposite arm up. Good. Then you're going to take that top arm behind your body as you carefully, gently lift up onto your knees, pushing your hips forward to open up your abs, the whole front of the body, the quad. Breathe. And relax. Taking that back leg that's bent, bring it forward, reach for the toes, dropping your chest down to stretch out the hamstring. Come on up, switching legs. So now your left leg is forward, your right leg is behind you, arms out, come down onto the elbow, stretch, reach, create opposition in the body, heart up. And then carefully come up, grab that back ankle as you reach the opposite arm up. Heart lifting. Bring that top arm behind you as you gently come up onto your knees, opening, heart pushing the hips forward. And then coming down, taking that back leg, extending it out, dropping your chest down, stretching. Breathe. And then coming up, sitting cross-legged. Let's finish with 4 big deep breaths. I start with 3, I end with 4. More breath, more breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more up. And down. Last one. Take the arms up, bring the palms together, bring your hands to your heart, close your eyes, drop your chin to your chest. In gratitude, we silently or out loud express one thing that we're so grateful for in our lives. Carry that energy with you all day, all night. My name is Kit Rich. Thank you so much for joining me. Please leave a comment below letting me know what you liked, what you'd like to see more of, or just anything you want me to know. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe or hit the like button. Share this with anyone that you think it would help. As always, in such gratitude for you, this community, and I'll see you next time.